Welcome back to BrothaChats with your host, BrothaG, and today we have the one and only VincentSinclair. He texted me and he wanted to be on this podcast, but he had a little migraine earlier, so we had to push it back a little bit. But
just a little bit.
But gladly he is here and he's healthy somewhat to be on this podcast today. So, so how you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty swell, bro. You know, I'm trying to get all these goddamn reactions out. You know?
Yeah. You record them like almost every single day.
I mean, I got to, bro. I got to.
I check Discord, I'm like, oh, new notification, BrothaG.
Of course. I mean, like,
I watch every single one of them and I subscribe. I like and subscribe.
That's good, bro. We need more people like
y'all
you,
should
bro.
too. Y'all should too.
That's good. I mean, like, of course, it's a reaction channel / gaming / just
anything.
a will of adventures. You know what I'm saying? But
you're in the entertainment business.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, you know. I mean,
you sometimes get weird people, sometimes you get strange people, but then there's a small variety of just normal people.
I mean, is it really any? I mean, you can't be normal and do entertainment, you know.
A lot of entertainers are just masks on true selves, but a lot of other people, that's just them.
Exactly.
Like your personality is perfectly on with those people.
Exactly.
Even when off screen, off camera, and everything, you're the same.
Hell yeah. Shit. I mean, there's no reason to change your personality. I mean, unless you're like
exactly
like energetic. Like, oh yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Like Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo, bro.
People probably ain't gonna know what that is.
I hope they do.
Not even that.
It's a WTV show.
I ain't even that old.
Oh,
not even that old, and people think I'm 40. I'm 15.
15? What?
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
She sound like a damn a rich ass 30-year-old. Even that laugh is rich. Like, what the hell is that?
Like, exactly why I'm in the horror business. Exactly why I'm in the horror.
Oh, you're in the horror business. I mean,
yeah.
Halloween's a couple months, you know.
Well, I grew up watching horror movies and everything. Like when I was 4 years old, my first horror movie was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That's a crazy first movie.
I saw a guy get his head kicked off.
Okay, wow, what a great start. I mean, I think my first horror movie...
That kind of scarred me.
I think my first horror movie was like Jeepers Creepers, like when my dad turned it on, like in the old apartment. Like
I will never watch Jeepers Creepers. Never in a million years.
Why?
Just because of the director.
What's wrong with him? What happened?
I'll let you Google that up. I'm not gonna say that on the show. It would be bad.
Alright, yo guys, comment down below what happened to the Jeepers Creepers actor. I mean director. And
director.
Just give me
for
like
the first movie.
Oh, for the first movie. Okay. Alright, well, VincentSinclair, you want to be on this podcast, talk about whatever you wanted to talk about. I mean, you told me backstage, like that you had a podcast, you're a Recroom actor or actor in real life, whatever you do.
For the longest time, I've just been a nobody. But
now you're here to be a somebody. You are being here to put on the spotlight and to see by these 326 people so far. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna be in. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm gonna be in a few Universal Link movies. I'm gonna try and put myself in as many movies as I possibly can.
Okay. I mean, you can
say coming up in June.
I mean, you can say. I mean, like unless it's like an original movie, I wouldn't advise saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Granted, a lot of the trailers for those movies have already came out and everything.
I think I reacted to them, right? I think I did.
Like how Big Head Productions. Y'all should subscribe to them, by the way.
Yes, sir.
They're doing Yeah, shout out Homer Vibes. They're doing a Saw film. Homer, or as I always call him, Boss, every time I see him, he put me in as Mark Hoffman. And with the movie that's coming out soon, I'm gonna be basically the main character besides Homer being the antagonist. I'm not gonna say the movie or anything because the trailer's not out yet, but I'm just pointing that out.
I bet. I mean, when the trailer drops, I'll be reacting to it. Of course, you know, just spread out the Recroom short films and movies, things like that. Man,
and like y'all should on Recroom, y'all should add this man and subscribe to him. Buy anything that he has. Like, you just support this man.
hey, free money, right? Who can't say no to that? Shoot.
I mean, recently I've actually been, since I got Recroom Studio back, I've been actually making custom shirts and stuff, but we ain't.
Okay. All right.
I can't drop a crap. I trace.
All right. Well, since we're on the topic of movies and Recroom as a whole, all right. So, where did you even come from before Recroom? Like,
Where I come before Recroom? Just
yeah,
small town in the middle of nowhere. A nobody.
a nobody with a somebody. Okay.
Just got a dream. Got a dream.
And how did you figure out about where did you find Recroom? You know, like just give me like a little summary.
Right when, okay, it was like 2 or so years ago. I forgot the year when I joined. I got my first Oculus Quest 2. It was just still the same one I use to this day. I was looking on the store. I found a Recroom. I was like, okay, might as well give it a shot. Boom, an entirely new thing. And the first encounter I had with people was in a rec center. I heard people just cussing each other out. I was like, huh. I mean, okay, not gonna question it. And then I realized going through other games, I was like, this is gonna be my second new favorite game.
Who's your first?
That probably Blair Witch.
You and these horrors, bro. Golly.
Bro, nothing scares me though. Nothing scares me. I've gone through everything I can possibly. I've played many horror games, watched many horror movies. Nothing makes me jump.
Okay, well, relax. Don't hurt me now. Damn, I'm sorry. All right, well, have you been to like a haunted house or like a haunted Vegas, like the scariest house,
is,
whatever?
though,
what?
I scared the actor. I scared the people that were in the haunted house that were acting. I scared them.
Who got you into horror?
I didn't even mean to. Early, I got myself into it because it came on the TV. I watched it when I was little. Like I said before, 4 years old. And then I kind of started looking at like the old Universal movies like Frankenstein, Dracula, Swamp. Is it like Swamp Monster or something? It's like some sort of swamp creature.
Yeah.
The Invisible Man. Like, I grew up reading just horror books in general too, like Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, man. Yo, good old Goosebumps, bro. Yo, I haven't watched Goosebumps in a minute. It's been a long time.
Apparently they have something on Disney Plus about that. Never checked it out.
Oh yeah, I mean, speaking of Disney Plus, I mean, like the new Spider-Man came out, so I might want to go watch that.
New Spider-Man?
Yeah, their new Spider-Man series. That's on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, that one. But with Recroom, in the Recroom horror community, like 2 years ago it was good and nice until the Ignited games came out. Then it just started going downhill to where it's horrible seeing it.
Do you make any games?
When I started building 2 years ago, yeah, I did build a lot. Like 2 years ago, I was building a lot of Star Wars maps, and it was to the point to where I figured it wasn't gonna cut out, wasn't gonna make it, so I was like, you know what? I just put my bigger pen down, walked away.
Why? Yo.
For like the past 2 years, like for the past few years, I come back trying to figure out how to use the maker pen, and I'm still kind of like trying to get my hang back together.
why? Like, why stop? Like, that's how you become great at something. Like, you keep doing it and doing it. You fail and fail until you succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it.
That's
Think
true.
about if you never would have put it down. Like, you don't know what you could have been doing right now. Like, your ass could have been help making these horror maps, or like these movie sets and the game. Like, come on, pick it back up.
Like I can still build and all, but it's just it's not my
mediocre.
passion anymore. It's just not my passion anymore. Yeah, it's mediocre.
What's your passion?
Acting,
Acting.
being a host for my upcoming podcast.
Okay.
Nightmare Frequency.
All right. Well, let's wait on the podcast part. All right. Let's dig more deeper into the acting area. So, why do you want to become like an actor or like a voice actor? Things like that. Like, what compels you to do that?
Ever since I was like real young, I've always acted things out. Like I kind of grew up with like things like Phantom of the Opera. Like I grew up with musicals and other movies, so I was grew up all around that type of genre.
Okay.
So I've always kind of just acted out things by myself. So like that in my mind, my brain's like always coming up with new things. Oh, didn't mean that.
But go ahead.
But yeah, I've always been kind of just acting by myself. And I saw the first The Boys thing on Universal Inc. I was like, huh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Then I kind of just kept on watching them more and more until like recently the what was that latest one that came out? Like Black Panther? Yeah, Spooderman. I think I was in like the Black Panther.
Goddamn.
Yeah, but I was in the Black Panther thing, just rewatching it. I saw the Become Actors part. I just joined the server and here we are.
Hey bro, glad to have you, you know, an amazing voice at 15? What?
Yeah, and they get deeper too. They can get deeper.
Do it quick. Wait. Relax. Do like a Ford commercial.
Ford commercial. You ever had a dream where your wife was giving you money? This was like the drive of 15 Dodge Ram 1500. I know it's not Ford, but my brain was I was like on the spot. But
I'm gonna have you sing Frosty the Snowman later on. Alright, but
bring it back to my singing day for my karaoke days. Damn.
Alright, so seeing Recroom movies intrigued you, and it brought you to here, and then like you're like, oh, I can act in a game, like all things like that. Man, I'm surprised. I'm surprised your first movie that you see my in Recroom was like the Boys, because people usually always say, oh, I love the Scream movie. The Scream movie's the best. Yo.
Well, didn't the Boys movie come out before Scream anyway?
No. Scream was the first one that came out, and like I mean, Scream was the first one that came out. Scream was also the one that had the popularity and that intrigued everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Scream's also pretty good, and from what I heard Prince say, that was just y'all being yourselves.
I never heard him say that in my life, but okay.
Granted, I hear him say a lot of things.
Yeah. Prince is a wild guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a wild guy.
He's a character.
You never know what's gonna come out of his mouth next, so that's scary. All right, but we can come back to the acting side, whatever. But let's talk about your podcast. You're talking about
Nightmare Frequency.
Nightmare Frequency. So explain, like,
ever heard of
what?
Ever heard of the game Killer Frequency?
I don't play any horror games, mister. Yeah.
But basically that map is basically the map that where I'm going to do the podcast is basically going to be based off of Killer Frequency. It's basically just a broadcasting studio for like a radio and stuff.
Okay.
But there we're going to talk about nothing but like horror genre, horror movies, Recroom content, any new like Halloween updates, like the retro horror stuff, if they're good, bad. just anything that was like involved in the horror community, I'll talk about it. Then I'll also talk about things like things that inspired these horror movies, like the true, like what happened in real life. If I get asked about it, I may talk about like cults and stuff, but just anything
Huh?
that's like the spooky, scary genre, I'll talk about it.
All right. Well, that's good to hear because I have somebody. For you to talk to after this about that.
Hmm.
Because next month it's going to be something big. So, all right.
All right.
Okay.
By the way, with the acting thing, I'm open up to any serial killer role. I'm open to anything about that because I love just moving around. I've always, for some reason, even when I was like just standing in the middle of like in my room, I would kind of just think of like a horror movie scenario,
That's a crazy statement.
and I'd kind of just choreograph how a killer would move, walk.
Let me check your search history, Vinclair.
Oh
Let
no.
me. Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer.
You know what? You know what? Fine.
Wowzers.
I'll read my search history. I'll read my search history.
I've never heard anybody say that they're gonna read their
How
search
to buy
history
a
out
vat
loud.
of ad. Okay, never mind.
That's crazy. Okay, podcast is
I'm
over.
kidding.
All right.
I'm kidding.
So getting back to your podcast. So like, when did you like create this?
Start the idea. About a year ago, originally it was called the Horror Podcast
Really?
because
The most basic ass name, the horror podcast.
yeah,
Come on now. Your name
it
was
was
Vincent
basic.
Clair. Like, come on now. What's wrong with you?
It was basic. Well, this is actually based off a horror game I'm trying to create whenever I get a PC.
Mm.
But I used a very old excuse me, very old computable horror map recreation.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed some subrooms in it, kind of matched it all together into one giant podcast room. It never went out because I was just thinking, man, I don't want to use someone else's map or anything like that. I want to make my own, and I've been trying to for the longest time. I was trying to build it, and I was like, no, people ain't gonna like that.
How would
But
you
now
know?
I found two really good builders,
Mm-hmm.
Mosa and Default. They're the creators of the game that got featured not too long ago, Distressed.
How are you finding these damn connections? What the hell are you doing?
I found them in the rec center.
Bro, these people getting like all these networkings and everything like that, bro. All right, but like, so like, is your show gonna be like a talk show or like a podcast?
It's gonna be like a podcast, talk show mix
Okay.
because, of course, there's a radio broadcasting room where I'll be in. There's a window in front of me where it's gonna be the producer line.
Mm.
On the side of it will be like a little break room type area. That's where people will be at. Well, they can walk around and they'll still hear my voice throughout the entire map. But I'll periodically walk out, pick someone. They come in with me. We talk with the producer. Just the three of us. And it's like a process, back forth, back forth, back forth.
It's the map done, right?
Kind of like a queue system. It's not done.
All right.
No, it's not done.
Damn, I want to see it now. Damn.
It's just the spawn in area right now.
Man, like, I mean,
Still
like,
being made.
I mean, yours.
But I'll bring it to it. I can bring it to it.
I bet. Damn. So
that and I. Oh,
no, go ahead.
I'm a talker. I'm trying to. Right now, you can see in my clubs, I'm trying to make a club for it and get that verified. Because I honestly, I want to get that I want to get that maker pin. I just want it to be mainstream. I want the podcast to be kind of out in the open, like, hey, this is around. Check it out.
Okay. So, what made you want to like make a talk show / podcast? Like, wow.
Hey, I've always liked the radio, like when there's a segment of the radio when the music stops and they just start talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just always liked podcasts. I think my first one was it was actually a horror podcast, and I would tell like small, short, little serious stories off and on.
Hmm. I mean, like, have
That
you
are
like?
true crime.
I mean,
Like,
like, have you tried like making a podcast? I mean, just like on your phone, like just make like voice notes by yourself.
nah, for any podcast that I'll do, it'll be on Recroom.
Hmm.
It'll just be like events only for right now until I can find someone that could possibly try and record it. And
I mean,
but
just look at me. I'm just recording it, the screen recording it, just
yeah,
face to face. You know what I mean? So
and all I got is Quest 2, and if you don't know about the Quest 2, it records horribly.
I mean, if you had to, like if you're streaming on a PC VR, of course.
Exactly, that's the thing I don't have.
I mean, I did want to do that. I still do want to like get the PC VR for like both angles. I mean that'd be better. But
Yeah.
I mean, like I didn't got so used to doing this face to face like that. So
Besides, face to face, it's actually nice because at least then I can talk to you and look at you, and I just be in the same time I'd be looking at the camera.
yeah, man. Okay. All right. I mean, like let's like dive back. No, wait, no, what? Scratch that. A new segment. New segment.
New segment, okay.
What are you looking for? Like this out on record, like right now. Like besides the horror stuff, like what is screaming to you like from the inside out? What is speaking to your soul?
Just acting in the movies.
Like a true passion for it.
Yeah, I got a true passion for it.
True passion for it. Okay. Like and like, do you know why it's like can you describe the passion for like acting?
It's just it's like an adrenaline rush in a way. Like after like sure maybe the recording sessions they may be long, they may be annoying, but at the end of the day, you know that you accomplished something that others can look on and enjoy over time.
Well, that's good because we need more dedicated actors because all these new people keep joining and leaving at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not gonna leave. Period. I'm gonna stay in Universal Inc. You're a production thing too, because I know you have one. I'm in the same Discord. I'm in almost every single Discord I can to that makes movies.
That's good. That's good.
The one that I'm real loyal to though is Homer's because he's the one that got me into this. He's like, here, like the first thing that I actually said, okay, he said, okay, you got the role for was for the Joker movie that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
As Alfred Pennyworth, I'm gonna have like two lines of dialogue because I can do a British accent.
Wait, you can do a British accent.
I can do a lot of accents. I just gotta like prepare my voice for it beforehand.
Do it right quick.
Good day, mate. Would you go spot a tea? Or maybe some crumpets? Or more like a Australian Steve Irwin type voice. I can do that perfectly fine.
I mean, you showed me
Mind you,
like.
I'm Southern.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm from Georgia too, so.
I'm from Mississippi. I'm further down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like I said, nobody from the middle of nowhere.
All right.
Come on, man.
Where did you grow up from?
It's a little it's a city called Gulfport. I was born there and raised there. Until I moved over.
To what?
Van Cleve. It's basically just a small ass town.
So how's it down there? How's it?
Well, of course you have your fair share of like people like rednecks, just white trash.
That's crazy.
But then you got your normal genuine like Southern Belle type people. It's old fashioned.
I mean, it's pretty like same thing down here. Like a little town in Georgia. Just
Yeah.
I mean, it came down from Fly Branch, Georgia. So I mean, 13 years has passed. It's crazy. I mean, I guess we can end it right here. Shit.
I mean, we could.
All right. Well, give a informational quote to the viewers and me as well.
Never judge a book by its cover, and just for the love of Almighty, be nice to each other. The world doesn't need any more negativity.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the big 2025, especially now.
Just for the past few years, it's just been horrible.
Yo, the 20s, bro. We got 5 more years of the 20s, bro. 5 more years. Come on, bro. I'm gonna be 25 by the end of that. That's crazy work. That's so weird. Like 5 years ago, I was 15. Started. Oh, I probably got to bleep that out. Oh, god damn it! Damn, I got more work to do. Damn. Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, if you like the podcast, of course you do. It's me, BrothaG, on BrothaChats. Of course you're gonna like the podcast.
Who wouldn't like them?
I mean, it's the best podcast on Recroom. But I mean, the podcast isn't really centered around Recroom. The podcast could be in real life, Discord, wherever the podcast is, it will be. So sooner or later, I do want to have this podcast in real life, like just me sitting right there with the person. That'd be fun.
Yeah, a lot more personal connection.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing about being a podcast or talk show host. Personal connection, just like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this man.
Yeah. I mean, and also keep a lookout for his podcast in the future. So, say the name for them again for the podcast.
Midnight Frequency.
Midnight Frequency. Okay. All right. Without further ado, sayonara.